Very good morning, all of you. Because these days, to be effective, you need support. The support is here, it was not earlier. Hon'ble Minister of Communications and Department of Northeastern Region, Shri Jagdeep Dhankhar, he has made my task very difficult. His name signals transformation. Jyoti. He carries on his shoulders rich legacy of another great illustrious son of this country who stood for transformation that was applauded all around. Late Madhav Scindia. He was Madhav to many, I was one of them. He led many of us. I was recipient of his indulgence when I got into Parliament in 1989. I am so happy and delighted that Jyoti is carrying his Jyoti for benefit of the nation. Friends, it is human genius and spirit that alone brings about transformation. Having a concept evolved is difficult. To be a leader is difficult, to execute is easy. Trust me, in my long career of several years, having been on several global platforms, and having had the great occasion to be part of the highest legal bodies globally, it is one of the rarest speeches I have heard where he talked to the family. And this is how you lead. He exemplified virtuosity, commitment, passion, mission, persuaded you for execution by indicating that yes, we have done so far, we have gone a long way. From Amrit Kal to Sharabdi celebration, I am greatly touched. And therefore his conclusion, यही समय सही समय है और इस समय सब कुछ मुमकिन है. I am sure the nation will have no hesitation in subscribing to it. Madam Vandana Boldi, Secretary, Shri Manish Sinha, Member, Finance, Digital Communications Commission, when I ran into him for the first time, I told him no one loves a man from finance. I revised my opinion after listening to the Honorable Minister. A fraternity that is not to be loved by anyone is now my favorite. Transparency and accountability emanate normally from fiscal discipline. And if you can discipline in a soothing manner like Nani or Dadi, then the lessons are learned fast. The Honorable Minister in a short time has delivered, I would say, entire copy of homework. But ladies and gentlemen, he is so grounded to reality because our per capita internet consumption is more than that of China and USA taken together. That speaks of two things in particular. One, accessibility. You can't use unless you know accessibility. And second, adaptability. So a nation of 1.4 billion is in that kind of a situation. The Honorable Minister alluded massive banking inclusion that was effected under visionary leadership of Prime Minister Modi. But the impact is there. Our digital transactions last year were 4 times the combined transactions of USA, UK, France and Germany. And it is in this perspective I joined the Honorable Minister in calling your attention, which is technically a parliamentary word. The rise is incremental. It has to be now vertical. Because it is the Honorable Minister's leadership that will take this department out of the gravitational force, away from sky to space, and I have no doubt about it. Distinguished officials, no, I will advise the family. कहते हैं नाम में क्या रखा है, शेक्सपियर ने कहा था। मैं कहता हूँ नाम में कुछ रखा यार मत रखा, लंबे नाम में बहुत कुछ रखा। Indian Post and Telecommunications Accounts and Finance Services. I am happy to be here, and I know 5 decades is a long time. I have been in my marriage for 4.5 decades. So indeed an achievement, a milestone achievement, as the Honorable Minister rightly indicated. This moment demands, and after 5 years I will also get demands. Ladies and gentlemen, this moment demands not just commemoration, but a clear-eyed vision of our role in shaping India's future trajectory. And that has been done by the Honorable Minister. It was occurring to me that who should I put in such a TV to first understand, analyze, and put it across the nation. I picked a brilliant man, because this he has done clear-eyed vision and has motivated, inspired, energized not only you but me as well. Friends, as your service advances, India moves purposefully towards its destiny as a developed nation by 2047, demanding unprecedented adaptability and foresight. We are at the moment 5th largest global economy, on way to becoming 3rd in a year or so, ahead of Japan and Germany. But I can share with the genius of this family to be a developed nation, though no standards are set globally, but there is convergence on one aspect, per capita income. And that per capita income in this country has to take a quantum jump of 8 times if we have to realize the status of a developed nation. I have no doubt in my mind that developed nation is no longer a dream, it's our object. We are on our way. And I am happy to share with you that in this marathon march to Viksit Bharat, where every Indian is involved, the communication will be nurtured, furthered, enhanced, and blossomed by this family. देश में विकसित भारत का एक बहुत बड़ा हवन हो रहा है। इस हवन में हर कोई आहुति दे रहा है। प्रधानमंत्री के विजन की वजह से हमारा सपना साकार हो रहा है। हमारा सपना हमारा लक्ष्य बन गया है, पर इसमें पूर्ण आहुति, जिसमें कम्युनिकेशन बहुत वाइटल है। The parallel journey, friends, compels us to reimagine our purpose and chart an ambitious course forward. India's democratic journey exemplifies how diversity and vast demographic potential can fuel national progress. You've seen it in the last 10 years. Otherwise, we were part of Fragile Five. There was never an occasion when I was a minister 35 years ago that anyone would ever from global entity apparatus, our International Monetary Fund says, we are a favorite global destination of investment and opportunity. And as a tribute to this family, the World Bank President who was in India during G20 reflected what India has done in digitization. In single-digit years, it is not possible normally for anyone to accomplish in 4 decades plus. That was their calling. India's model of digitization is being replicated globally by several countries. Leaders of those countries with whom I have had the occasion to interact so indicated. But friends, democracy thrives not just on systems, but on core values. If there is a family that has good income, rich income, everything around, materialism is complete, there has to be a core value system. Our democracy also has to firm up a core value system. It has to be centered on the delicate balance of expression and dialogue. These twin forces, expression and dialogue, shape democratic vitality, where progress is measured not by individual positions, but by the broader societal benefit. Friends, today's institutional challenges from within and without often stem from the erosion of meaningful dialogue and authentic expression. अभिव्यक्ति का उद्गार और सार्थक संवाद दोनों ही प्रजातंत्र के अमूल्य आवश्यक। अभिव्यक्ति भी और संवाद भी एक दूसरे के पूरक हैं। दोनों में सामंजस्य ही सफलता की कुंजी है। और ये सामंजस्य स्थापित करने में सबसे महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका आपके परिवार है। Communication. Friends, as we chart our path forward, we must recognize that democratic health and economic productivity are inseparable partners when it comes to national development. And therefore, let me focus on some critical, the attention on which is required from your end. Service remains our cornerstone. Your roles as administrators, financial advisors, regulators, and auditors must evolve to meet tomorrow's challenges. This evolution demands that we transform service delivery from traditional method to cutting-edge solutions. Let me tell you, you are aware more than I am. We are at the cusp of no less than another industrial revolution. Digital technologies have invaded us. They are with us in our home, in our office, everywhere. They offer challenges and opportunities. Artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, machine learning, blockchain, and the kind. We are feeling the heat. We have to measure to the challenge, to convert the challenge into opportunities and make life of everyone in this country seamlessly connected to his or her ambitions. I am happy to note, and other services can emulate your methodology. Our services need to be more dynamic. They have to adapt to rapid technological challenges, societal challenges, while maintaining foundational integrity. Our privilege of nation building now carries greater responsibility because we have to script and also architect, realize the vision of a developed nation at 2047. The second requirement which emanates from Gita. As a matter of fact, this country has civilizational ethos of more than 5,000 years. Our Upanishads, our Purans, our epics, Ramayana and Mahabharata. And Gita has solution to every problem we face. But what has been said in Gita, I quote, Yag Arthartha Karmano, gains new relevance in our tech era. When work becomes yag in this digital age, it creates transformative impact across society. When it happens yag, results are not arithmetic, they are geometrical. And therefore, every digital initiative becomes a building block towards Viksit Bharat at 2047. This demands innovation, thinking out of the box. It demands that an idea that occurs to us should not be parked in our mind. It must be tested. The next is, modern civil servants must be tech-savvy, facilitators of change transcending traditional administrative boundaries. We must adopt. We can learn this lesson from our children. My grandson took my iPhone and said, Nana, why are you calling for a mirror? He put the screen, clicked, and I could see it was a mirror. The Honorable Minister rightly focused. Security has taken a new dimension now. And that security is you have to protect beyond your boundaries national digital assets. It has become crucial. Cyber security and data integrity are vital, and they are as vital as fiscal prudence. We have seen recently in news reports how systems have been paralyzed or very dysfunctional, and the invasion was not conventional. So, you are taking homework also from this place. India is a distinct country for a simple reason that we are wedded to very strong ethical standards. And therefore, our ethical foundations must also extend into digital realm, setting new benchmarks for transparency and security. The future, friends, demands quantum-safe encryption and blockchain-based accountability systems. I know you are fully geared to lead these transitions. Time to take a big leap. The next in my mind that I need to share with you is cross-departmental collaboration becomes vital in an interconnected world. This is very important, you see. We must be in synergistic mode. We must be in sync with each other. I have quite often impressed on everyone the doctrine of separation of powers is nothing but that the three institutions, the judiciary, the executive and the legislature, they must act in tandem and togetherness. They must act in harmony. Trust me, there will ever be issues in the family or in the system. Issues are organic. Issues help us go forward like a failure. A failure is not a setback. It propels you to attain success next time. But we must learn to respect the other point of view. It is your discretion to accept the other point of view or not to accept it. But to reject or not to entertain the other point of view is not civility. but surely it is antithetical to our cultural values. Rising above silos, and some people love to be in silos. I'll make one reflection which you will appreciate immediately, though you are not concerned, you are well settled in life. International Monetary Fund said India is a favorite global destination of investment and opportunity. I am sure they did not mean it is for government jobs. They must be thinking of other opportunities. And therefore, our youth is today in the silo of government jobs, unmindful of the basket of opportunities that is ever getting enlarged like a balloon. It is primarily the job of communicators like you to make the people aware, the youth in particular, that in every part, sea, land, sky, space, things are getting for the better for India. Blue economy, space economy are things our youth have to focus on. That's another thing which you people have to keep in mind. And these principles taken together must guide us in navigating disruptive technologies. And why? India is amongst the very few countries, you know it, 6G. 4G, 5G, 6G for a layman like me means my telephone will be faster. But I know, Honorable Minister, you have divided 6G exploitation in two phases. The commercial exploitation takes place from 2025 to 2030. In these areas, when I find myself as a layman, I sought assistance of the government to make me a presentation, and I was so energized when the scientists made a presentation to me about green hydrogen mission, quantum computing, disruptive technologies. Otherwise, for me, machine learning was a meaning from lexicon, and so was blockchain. I was enlightened in these years. Friends, India advances into these big areas. We are nations in single digit, amongst single digit nations when it comes to these technologies. And therefore transformation is inevitable. But the transformation must be accompanied by ethics and our ethos. Transform from guardians of traditional systems to architects of digital governance, enabling next generation service delivery. As a matter of fact, the world has to be controlled in our country. And that has to be done by the current youth and Gen Z, which means all people born in this country after I had taken my first oath under the Indian Constitution in 1989. They are critical now to shaping the future of this country. The two events are not interconnected. But then the ego in us is irrepressible. We have to work very hard to control our ego. Ego serves no one, but damages most the person who possesses it. Friends, focus on bridging the digital divide through innovative financing models for rural technology adoption. I'm so happy to note it's a priority with the Honorable Minister. With the world's largest youth population, which we call demographic dividend, envy of everyone in the world, India's demographic dividend offers unprecedented opportunities. Your digital initiatives must harness this young talent pool through skill development and digital entrepreneurship. The best that has happened in this country are three things. We miss them. An ecosystem that allows every youth in the country, on account of affirmative initiatives and government policies, to unleash his or her potential to realize dreams and aspirations, if not before. The second was equality before law. Those who for long thought, and that was the ground reality then, that they are above law, privilege pedigree, that has disappeared. And third, corruption that eats into meritocracy, corruption that eats into talent of the youth is no longer there. Power corridors have been sanitized of those nefarious elements who extra legally leverage the decision making in this country. That big change has come. So you can reap the harvest now. I'm a farmer. So a farmer will always keep an eye on harvest. I must commend the department, and I'm sure other departments will emulate. The emotive mind of the pensioner. If he gets any hiccup in getting his pension, you are making him a storehouse of worry. That is not with your department. I am sure your model will be adopted by others. On the legislature front, the Telecommunications Act 2023 must evolve continuously and continually through supplementary framework for emerging technologies and enabling young innovators. Some gaps have to be filled. These are not written by way of notification and rules. I have no doubt it will be done. Friends, audit, self-audit is very important. The surest way to bring about degeneration of an individual or an institution is to keep it, or the gentleman or gentle lady, from scrutiny. You are beyond scrutiny. Your degeneration is assured. And therefore, self-audit, an audit beyond self, is essential. And I therefore strongly urge adopt artificial intelligence powered audit systems while maintaining human oversight for critical decisions. Shape policies that balance innovation with stability, ensuring India's digital leadership while creating opportunities for our youth. I'm sure I must conclude now. So I take the hint from the Honorable Minister. I'm not concluding, I'm making concluding observations. In summation, friends, your journey forward demands mastery over disruptive technologies. You have to fructify the ambitions of our rich human resource, which we call a demographic dividend. May your service catalyze India's transformation into a global digital leader. We are on way to it. Harnessing our democratic strength and young population to build an unparalleled digital civilization. I am grateful for two things. One, the opportunity to share my thoughts with this family. And equally important, the opportunity to hear the Honorable Minister, Shri Jagdeep Dhankhar.